Good morning. Well, it's Easter week. Lockdown still in place. Everybody getting a little stir crazy, although we are getting much done around the house. my, my honeydew list is very large now, and it seems that I do have time to get it done. So, but I want to come in this morning. I want to talk to you just a moment, just for a few minutes, about what the Lord showed me this morning. And He's called me into a fast. I believe I'm going to fast in 3 days until this is Wednesday morning, and I'll be fasting until Friday afternoon, Friday evening, actually. We have Friday night with the King here at the house. On Friday evening, we open up our home. We praise, we worship, we pray. It never really looks the same. Just let the Spirit lead us into wherever we go. But there's something very significant this morning. It took me to Acts 2, the day of Pentecost. It took me into Deuteronomy 2, where they're preparing to go into the promised land after the 40 years in the desert. And then I moved over to Joshua 3, which is the same thing as they're making preparations to cross the Red Sea. The Red River, the Jordan River. Get it right here, James. And I was just impressed about, a time of seeking Him in the midst of this storm, in the midst of a pandemic, and in the midst of the fear and everything, to fast, to pray, to seek Him out. The Lord has something for us here during this period of time. And, I hear people, a lot of times you hear Christians say, well, all I can do is pray. All I can do is use my aircraft carrier to come in and blow things up. The single most powerful thing we can do oftentimes is prayer, if not always. Fast and pray. And I believe there's something for us. Fast and pray. I believe there's a culmination for this on Friday evening. I didn't even think about it till a little bit later that, by Friday evening, it's done. By Friday evening, it's done. I'm convinced that the last breath that Christ took as the Lamb, His very next breath was as the Lion of Judah. It's like all of Hades. What was that? The roar of the Lion of Judah. And it's like, what was that? Everything changed. Everything changed. As we come into Easter, it's incredibly important that we remember the 15 hours of torture that Jesus took. I never really understood. It was hard for me to understand. Even in the area, even in the times of sacrifices leading up to Christ and showing sacrifice and the blood sacrifices, there was never cruelty to the animals. So I never understood why. But as you read Isaiah 53, as you study and you begin to understand, I believe there was not a single word spoken, not a curse word, not a slap in the face, not a hit with a stick, not a piece of his skin that was ripped from his flesh as they scourged him, not one single drop of blood, not one piece of it, not one thing that occurred during that 15 hours occurred by happenstance. I believe all of it paid for something. And it's the reason Jesus says it is finished. You and I were restored in the right relationship with the Father. The veil was turned and we were put back into the place of authority that we had in the garden. So there's something very significant about this. I just really want to encourage you to fast if God calls you to it. If it sets well in your spirit, fast. If it doesn't, I wouldn't suggest trying it. It never works well for me. I'm not, I fast when He calls me to it. I'm not a big fan of fasting. I like my food. So I love, my wife loves to cook and I love to eat. Good combination. But I really feel very strongly this morning as He took me to the different places. And I didn't go looking for scriptures. I didn't use a concordance to look for me. He just took me to the scriptures and they all tie together to the same thing. So I'm looking for something very significant, some big breakthrough, something. I will tell you this, most of my fasts never seem to be about what I actually think they are. I have fasted for many things different times. And very seldom when I fast, if I think I know what it's for, God's got another plan. But anyway, this morning, just as I wanted to stop, I've been outside and back, and that honeydew list, got to go tackle that here. But in the midst of this, I really want to encourage you that if the Lord calls you to it to fast between now and Friday evening, there's just something very significant about what's going on at this time. Love you guys. Blessings on you. May you be safe, well, healthy. We are His people. You are a chosen one of God, and no virus, nothing has any place with you. So blessings to you. May the favor of the Lord go with you in all that you do.